see us actually go through this whole package. And my name is Kelechi Kelly Adile, and I'm going to be the one taking you through this course that will basically span for the next 2 months. Let's look at the training agenda. First of all, of course, I just have some minutes to do some welcome and some introduction. We're going to look at the ground rules. The ground rules basically is that um, please, I'd not appreciate interruptions during the session, but if you must speak, um, just drop a message or unmute and call my attention, then I'll respond. But as much as possible, we want this to be very organized. So I would say use the chat. I'm going to be taking breaks and checking the chats to see if there are any questions, but if you must speak, hopefully draw my attention, please just keep it very concise and straight. I'll also give us time to ask questions. And another rule is this is expected to be a very open and participatory session. So I also expect us to ask questions. I expect us to be, inquisitive about things. I expect us to be open-minded. There is no foolish question. There is no professional question. We're all learning AI. AI is fairly a very new, innovation that, has its history, but actually just recently, got the popularity. So we're all learning, right? And this is supposed to be a learning platform or a learning exercise. So please ask questions as much as you think. If we can't answer them now, we'll pick them up in the next sessions. But please participate as much as you can. You can use the chat to express your views. If you don't want to speak up or speak using the mic, please use the chat, ask questions. And there are some slides will require us to have brainstorming sessions. I need you to unmute your mic and speak, just communicate. For those who understand the business analysis mindset, of course, we have had a session in the past month. It was a 3-month session where we actually talked about business analysis. And of course, the trait of a business analyst, which is basically inquisitive, always asking questions, always trying to speak up. So as much as possible, I'd like you guys to speak up. Let's make it as interactive as possible. And let's also share our ideas. Let's share our experiences, really, because we're all working. The beauty of having this session is that we're all coming from different walks of life. We all have different experiences around technology, around what we think or know about AI. So let's push it out there. Let's be vulnerable to share whether good or bad experiences. Let's also be open to ask questions as much as we can. So those are basically just the basic ground rules. Please make sure you mute your mic when you're not speaking, use the chat and ask questions and contribute when the time comes. That would be very, very much appreciated. So basically me just setting the scene. And of course, we'll have this deep dive into the course once we have done the peripherals, and we'll have a wrap up when we're done with the session. And we'll have also opportunities for questions and answers. So thank you very much, guys, once again, for joining the session. And let's basically take it up from there. So before we dive in and start talking about the topic for today, which is generative AI business analysis, basically just a few things to know about me. My name is Kelechi Kelly Adile, like I previously said. Um, you know, I am very humble to be your instructor for this course. I think over the years I've been involved in driving IT and digital transformation in different industries. I have basically around 12 years experience doing that. I have worked across projects, really IT projects, SAP, AI systems, ERP projects, and I've involved to transform and deliver basically robust IT solutions, and I've supported digital transformation journeys and processes, of course, of many companies in many countries and industries. Basically, currently I work as a senior business analyst for one of the companies in the UK, and I'm in Nigeria, and of course, basically based in the United Kingdom. I'm also a certified project manager from PMP. I have a BA, an MBA with specialization in artificial intelligence. I'm a certified SAP consultant, a certified business analyst. And the list goes on. Basically, it just points that in summary, I'm somebody who is hungry for knowledge. So I'm always learning. And that has actually helped me in my, not just in my personal life, but in my delivery, in the quality of my delivery, in quality discussions, in contributions, in appreciating innovations and technologies around the world. That's basically my story, actually. So it's actually nice to meet you all. And so if you want to connect with me, sure, I have a if you're on LinkedIn, you can connect to me via LinkedIn. You can just search for Kelechi Kediajide. You actually see my LinkedIn channel. I'm very active on LinkedIn. As you can see, I have over 18,000 followers. So I'm always commenting. I'm always, contributing to the IT community or ERP community on LinkedIn. So, so basically people follow me. I also have a YouTube channel that is quite popular also. So if you allow me, if I probably just take you through my channel, so you can see I have over 2,000 and 2.15K subscribers, over 93 videos on, basically ERP training, on ERP business analysis, project management, SAP, and, all those and all that. So why not, if you want to, you can also go to YouTube and search for my name and probably give you access to over 93 videos that I have on different ERPs and IT project management courses. So that's also one way you can connect with me. And also, I have, for those who want to keep learning and who want to continue the journey, I'm actually a certified, or in quotes, recognized Udemy instructor. I have over 6 videos on in Udemy, ranging from business analysis to SAP to technical trainings, to Sage and all that. So if you want to, have a more structured learning approach and you want to do learning at your own pace and time, why not? You can reach out to me after this course, after this class, and probably share the videos I have on Udemy. You can learn at your pace, subscribe to them. You have access to them for life, and you can just keep learning. For those who have not done business analysis, I mean, it's also a very good opportunity for you to pick that up, because this will be focusing on how we deliver AI projects. We also have a training for the general business analysis, and of course, we focus there on SAP and Sage at some point. So why not, if you want to also have the opportunity to learn business analysis in the angle of ERP and IT, you can reach out to me after this session. Then we can have that conversation. I'll just share the links with you. Then you can basically purchase those courses. But if you go to Udemy and probably search for my name, you'll probably see all the courses I have. I guess they are quite very affordable. So why not? If something you can pick up along the way. So, for those who are actually in this call, it would be nice to get to know you. So, please, can you do me a favor? Just use the chat. Just tell us your name, um, your role or your position, or what's your what your career is, or career title, or whatever. And also, what is your expectation for this course? We'll just have 1-2 minutes to do that. So your name, sorry, your location. Please make sure you add your location, your name, your location, basically what your expectations are. So I'm just going to go to the chat and see if anybody has dropped anything. So please use the chat and just share your name. Yeah, hi Jerry. See your questions. Thank you very much. 3 hours. Yes. So please use the chat, drop your name, your location, and basically what you want to gain out of this session. While I wait for that, I'm going to continue from, sorry, going to continue from where we stopped. but I'll need to pick that up, guys. If you can, thank you very much. Okay. Now, for other courses we have, just in case, like I said, learning never really ends. I mean, that's one thing you get to know about me when you get in contact with me. It's a life of, if you're in the technology space or you're trying to come into the technology space, you can actually bet that it's a life of learning. You have to constantly keep learning. The world we're in now, the pace at which things change, or the way we see a lot of changes happening around the world, also in the sphere of technology, and man, it's very difficult to keep pace, but we have to, at the end of the day, so we don't, you know, so we don't basically remain redundant, or we just we don't get left out, from what's happening in the world right now. So learning is something that must be happening every time. So we have these few courses. The one you're in now is the AI business analysis training course. We have an internship program. We have programs on SAP for those who want to come into the ERP space and learn a specific ERP. We have the business analysis course, which we just finished in the last session. So if you want to be a professional business analyst and you want to understand those rudiments, we have sessions also coming up. And also we have SAP training, project management training, IT support training that would be having, and very, very important, SAP business process automation training is a training that will happen after this course. So basically, it's so it's actually we're going to be handling automation, some very basic, business process automation projects, and, business process automation processes, because really what has really changed, if you look at the industrial revolution, what triggered it, of course, it started in the UK. It was basically around mechanized way of manufacturing. Initially manufacturing was, you had to have a lot of people on the line. It was not mechanized, so it took a lot of time to actually produce things. So what was the driving for the industrial revolution was the introduction of machines, really. And of course, we all know the story. There was a lot of pushback, but I mean, it still happened. So what we're actually seeing now is what I call the AI revolution, or the technology revolution, which will happen. Of course, many people have their doubts, but as time goes on and as we learn from this course, we're going to be seeing trends. And my wish is that if you don't pick anything from this course, but just be aware. And that's one thing that is very important. Just be aware of where we are, of where the world is heading to, of the changes that is happening. If you can just get that from this course, I mean, I think I've achieved what I need to achieve for today and for throughout. Just be aware that things are happening and changes, or change is coming, and that awareness is what I need to put in you, so that you can appreciate where the world is actually heading to. So if you look at this picture on your screen now, yeah, this is one of the tasks I had to do with one of the AI models we call Dream Studio, which is of course text to image, where you actually just write a text and AI just produces an image for you. So most of these movies you see, these AI movies, these pictures you see on the internet, some of them are fake, some of them are real. There are tools we use to produce those things, right? And one of the benefits of actually going through this course is to start is this is one of the things we're seeing right now in the world when it comes to technology. There is text to image, so you just write a text and the system produces an image for you. There is text to sound. There is, of course, those of you who are already familiar with ChatGPT or any other messaging model. It's similar to that. You just ask the questions, and AI or ChatGPT, or a lot of them which we're going to see, gives you some kind of feedback. So that's basically the space. We also have bots. We have robots that are actually coming up now. But it will be interesting as we go through. But this is actually one of the things you get to experience and one of the tools you get to use and just help supports your creativity, supports you with it gives you that idea of really where we are in technology and where the world is actually hitting. But this is not all about it. We have a lot to talk about. So, of course, thank you very much for taking this time out. You can reach me through my emails, or visit our websites, and let's keep the conversation going. So I'm going to check and see if we have any chats. Okay, so thank you very much. Let me read the chats I have. So, good day, everyone. My name is Vera, based in Canada. Of course, an SAP implementation specialist. I hope to be exposed on what holds in the AI space. Awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. George from the United Kingdom, Administrative Operations. Achieve real knowledge to grow in AI. Awesome. Hi, everybody. My name is Ken from Nigeria. Thank you very much, Mr. Ken. We have Tamamu from France. Thank you very much, Tamamu. And we have Elmore, and Elmore is based in the UK. Thank you very much, guys. And I mean, you can drop this very brief chat, and we'll pick them up as we move along. Okay, so basically, let's have sorry about this very funny picture, but it's basically talking about let's dive deep into the course and start enjoying the journey. And I tell you that by the time we're done, you would understand that there is need to be either um, anxious, either you'll be inspired, you either will be still wondering, or you probably doubt. But any of these feelings is fine. The most important thing is you have had the knowledge, you have received the information. What you do with it next, basically, will be up to you. But I hope you take the best of decisions. So the next thing we have here is AI and business analysis. It's a question. And what will I learn from this course? So I believe many of us have that in our minds right now to say, oh, okay, AI business analysis. Okay, what's it really all about, and what will I learn? As like I've seen in most of your chats or most of your feedbacks. So let's see what you're actually going to be learning from this course. First, we're going to be looking at before AI. Yeah, so as much as possible, we're going to be looking at what's really, how did, what was the history? Where were we before, before, all these books about AI? It's nice to actually understand where we're coming from so we understand where we are going to. We're going to look at why AI business analysis. Why do I need to learn this course? Why do I need to um, reassess my career in terms of, an opportunity in this area? We'll look at the introduction to artificial intelligence. We'll look at the history of AI. We'll look at the introduction to business analysis and a career path for AI business analysts. We need to understand what if I want to move into this space, what will it take and what's the path like? We'll look at that. We'll look at generative AI versus non-generative AI. These are, of course, versions of AI. We'll see how that, when you hear the word generative AI, really what's really all about and how do we apply that as a business analyst. We look at understanding the workings of text data. We look at, working with global BAD. It's something we're going to practice in class. Some of these tools are free, so I'll actually guide us on how to access them and how to use them for our class simulations. We'll look at the introduction to generative AI for text. We'll look at overview of ChatGPT. Some of us just know how to use the tool, but we don't really understand anything about it. It's just, oh, I have the app downloaded. I'm asking, I'm requesting it to do certain things for me. It's giving me feedback, but that's all we know about AI in quotes. And when we say AI, some people say it's ChatGPT, but we'll learn more about what really it is and what the trend has been. We'll look at image AI for image generation. We'll look at an overview of stable diffusion as one of the AI models. We'll look at working with Stream Studios, the example of the app I showed you. And we'll look at the challenges of generative AI for images. We'll look at enterprise AI. We'll look at AI, generative AI for enterprise. We'll look at benefits of generative AI in business. We'll look at overcoming the challenges in adopting generative AI. We look at industry-specific applications of generative AI. We look at data privacy risk, generative AI systems. We'll have a group task where we're going to, have a project, a simulation, and we're all going to be involved. We look at implementing AI projects, which is really the big point of this session, because the essence of this class, like I've said, is most of us who are already in technology, who want to come into technology. Um, you might also be involved. For example, what I've realized in my previous role was, because AI is now a thing, companies have also started looking at, which AI models to use, how will it support businesses, how will it support the staff, and when they start thinking about these things and implementing them, they will need somebody who can drive those projects, who understand those basic conversations, and who can support. So it's going to be the next. And when we look at the career prospects, when we look at opportunities, we'll understand a little bit more better. Then we'll look at some activities and we'll look at lessons learned. Then the new outlook, what we'll be looking out to is business process automation, which is huge, really, and a lot of opportunities are also in this area. It's basically around process improvement and using technology, basically. We'll look at AI applications for business process automation and improvement. We'll look at business process mappings. We'll look at a case study, and of course, we'll wrap that up. And just a second, let me just do this very briefly.